Hey guys, it's Clary Berry here today to talk with you a little bit about the supposedly non-for-profit organization that is the Weston A. Price Foundation. Now, there's a couple different reasons why I use quotations when I say that, and let's get into them. So first I want to take a look, first I want to just mention, I just got done with a video having to do with Sally Fallon's background, and I found it was really interesting to compare her background and education to that of T. Colin Campbell, who she so likes to try and debunk his study, the China study, which is one of the biggest studies done to date. Anyway, Sally Fallon Morell is president and treasurer of the Weston A. Price Foundation. She has degrees in English and nothing else. Okay, she's not even a nutritionist. She's a nutrition researcher. That's the best she could do on her own website. Very, very crazy to take advice from an English major as opposed to a renowned, world-renowned doctor. Yeah, so you can look that up for yourself on both Wikipedia and right here on the Weston A. Price page themselves. Just go to About Us, and then you can see the board of directors is where you can get Sally Fallon's background. And next we'll move on to Kayla Daniels, who's the vice president. She's the naughty nutritionist, and it's funny, she was trained, and she's a natural born entertainer who's been on a lot of different shows all over ABC, Dr. Oz, a lot of different things they're listing, and that makes me actually more skeptical, because how does just a random nutritionist, you know, that writes some books get to be like pretty much famous? Usually people like that have ties, and they're placed in the situations where they're in, and that makes me think that the ties go really, really deep, that she was trained by this Joel Roberts. She's been on the Discovery Channel, like all sorts of publications. When you take a look at T. Colin Campbell, you know, he's not necessarily all over everything, not on TV shows. He's in a couple of movies, documentaries like Forks Over Knives, for instance. But I tend to see that, you know, over across the board, not even in this specific, you know, area, nutrition and whatnot, but truth is more easily found in documentaries and movies rather than on television. So it makes me very skeptical right off the bat. The second thing is that she has a PhD. She does have a PhD in nutritional sciences and anti-aging therapies from Union Institute and University of Cincinnati. Sorry, but these do not hold a candle to where all the different places that T. Colin Campbell studied. So one of those things, I guess. Now, another thing that I think is interesting, that she is the vice president of this non-for-profit, okay? And of course, we already know Sally Fallon has co-authored a couple of books, right? And we know that these books are not included in the non-for-profit. So basically, all of this research from this non-for-profit organization is going to promote Sally Fallon's books, which again are not listed in the income. You can look up the tax forms right there. They are not listed. Her books are absolutely for-profit, as are Kayla Daniels. So again, oh yes, Kayla Daniels has a couple of books herself. And if you go, you can very easily find out the publishing company that is published her books just happens to be the same publishing company that Sally Fallon has published her books under. So if you actually go, it's called News Trends Publishing. You can go click on their website, and right up you can basically see that this is all works of Sally Fallon. The whole thing, you know, right off the bat, Nourishing Traditions is right up front. And then it says News Trends Publishing also offers a range of books and DVDs that complement the information provided in Nourishing Traditions. So essentially, this is Sally Fallon's publishing company. So that explains why Kayla Daniel is the vice president. And as you can see, having for-profit books really kind of just doesn't jive with their non-for-profit stance. Just saying. Let's go on. Oh, Jeffrey Morrell. Interesting. Must be Sally's husband, who is also the secretary. I find this really, really interesting. He's a practicing naturopath. Now, nothing against naturopaths. I just don't know a lot of naturopaths that promote the extremely high, pretty much double what everybody else prescribes as the maximum limit of animal fats in one's diet. So anyways, he is specializing in the past 20 years in the field commonly called magnetic, intuitive, spiritual, or psychic healing. Interesting. Developed his own unique technique. And of course, he had a grass-based dairy farm in New Zealand for over 30 years. Oh no, they're not affiliated with the meat or dairy industry at all, are they? Very, very interesting. Moving on. Sarah Pope, recording secretary. Okay, she's the economic lady, so, you know, she checks out, okay? She's got her degrees in economics and basically has been with the Weston A chapter since 2002. She does have a blog, Healthy Home Economist blog, so has over 2 million unique visitors. Very, very interesting. And she did help develop the 12-part Wise Traditions Beginner video series. So, oh, and also has an ebook titled Get Your Fat Straight. So again, it's very interesting that she's writing ebooks about fats when she received a bachelor in economics. Okay, just you're taking advice from people that have no business giving health advice over T. Colin Campbell, who has numerous, did I mention numerous? I mean, look it up. I'm not even going to go back. I have another video on that, but look up his credentials and compare them and see if you think he is actually, you know, a wise person to get advice from. So the next person we have, oh wow, we actually have an MD. Amazing. Thomas Cowan, graduated from Michigan State University of Human Medicine in 1984. So he's got a family practice and set up an I can't even say that. Anyway, medical practice in New Hampshire. Goodness gracious. Oh, look. He's also an author. What do you know? Fourfold Path to Healing. Guess who the publishing company is? Yep, you guessed it. News Trends Publishing. Yes, it is a companion book to Nourishing Traditions. So, very, very interesting. Another one on the same publishing company, yet they're such a non-for-profit organization. Not fishy at all. Sherry Calvert, on the board since 1999, born and raised in San Francisco. Acquired an appreciation for fine food at a young age. I don't get a really good picture of this lady, but she looks like she's at least 300 pounds. So very, very interesting. She has absolutely no credentials to speak of. Nothing. Basically, it talks about her hobbies, and that's it. Another one, Valerie Curie Joyner. No credentials. Studied French. Retired fashion photographer. Dedicated to the teachings of Weston A. Price Foundation. Oh yeah, I'm sure all of these people know what they're talking about more than T. Colin Campbell. Moving on. Mary Enig, PhD. Okay, let's see where she went to school. let's see, headed a number of studies on trans fatty acids in America and Israel. Okay. She challenges the government to no avail. Licensed nutritionist. Oh, that's a hard one to get. Certified by the Board for Nutrition Specialties. Like, that's a big deal. Really? Qualified expert witness. Nutrition consult to individuals. This is ridiculous. This is the PhD. This is all her credentials, and this is like when you pad your resume. You know, this is from the Weston A. Price. This is not from Wikipedia. This is from the Weston A. Price Foundation. That's all they can come up with. So obviously her PhD is not even in anything related, or they definitely would have put that on there. Okay, moving on. Oh, know your fats and eat fat, lose fat. Oh wow, that's actually is a different, eat fat, lose fat is a different one. I'm not sure. Let's just go to know your fats here. Amazon, very easy. Know your fats. Sorry, should have done this before, but I've got so much information, it's hard to get it all organized. There's just so many things to dispute. Okay, know your fats. The complete primer for understanding. Oh yes, very complete, by the works of a nutritionist. Flies in the face of everything, all of the doctors in the world. No, that's an exaggeration. Scroll down here. Oh my gosh, why is my computer freezing up? And oh yeah, it puts PhD really big on there. Oh yeah, nope, different one. So she is not on Sally Falasheen's published company, but we already know that they're very, very tight. Okay. So, going back to the board of directors, we have James Turner, business principal in the firm of Swink and Turner. Nothing. Attorney, nothing. And then we have honorary board members. Wife, mother, oh, another certified nutritionist. Wow, they have two nutritionists on their side. How long do they have to go to school again? Yeah, not even close. Not even close. Okay, and there's some more. I noticed a couple of these people are farmers. Oh, former staff of Adkins Center, complementary medicine. Very, very interesting. Oh, organic catering company. Okay, longtime member. Price Pottinger Nutritioner Foundation. Janice Kirtland grew up on a farm drinking raw milk. Has a degree in education. This is their own site. Here we go. Oh, we got a dentist. Holistic dentistry. Again, not qualified to be giving health advice. Another author, a botanist. Interesting. So lots of honorary members here. Farmer, biodynamic farmer for 43 years. Interesting. Oh, no ties with any farmers or anything like that, are there? Progressive farm policy research. Worked on a farm. Larry Klein worked on a farm to produce food for his community of 160 people for 20 years. Very, very interesting. Oh, we got another dentist. So a couple of dentists, a couple of nutritionists. Let's see if I can just search for farm. see how many times farmers come up here. Farming, healing arts, okay, yeah. Farmer, that's the one I just said. Oh yeah, another biodynamic, okay, no, I just read that one. Farmer for 43 years. Lobbying, working on behalf of family farm groups. So basically farmer lobbyist. Oh no, you don't have any ties with the farming industry, do you? None at all. Very interesting. Oh, another farmer, Judith McGeary, an attorney, a farmer, and activist. Very interesting. Found the Farm and Ranch Freedom Alliance, an advocacy group, and they own a farm in Central Texas with sheep, cattle, horses, and poultry. Interesting. Oh, John Umlauf, executive chef, also affiliated with 500 Farms. David C. Wetzel, vice president, another business person, vice president of a steel company in 1995 to 2000 before purchasing a farm with his wife Barbara in Nebraska. His company, Green Pasture Products, has developed high vitamin butter oil, first manufactured and described by Weston A. Price. Okay, so obviously he's not even just a really small scale farming for himself. This is a pretty large company that definitely, you can look it up, sponsors as well as sits on the board of Weston A. Price Foundation. So as you can see, I have clearly shown that they are very much affiliated with the farming, meat and dairy industry. Okay, now they can try to say, you know, oh, it's not commercial farming, but really they're full of it. They are obviously affiliated with the farmers, and whatever else they want to say, it's flat out lies. Also, they can say that they're non-for-profit, but when they're giving health advice to sell their books, they can't sit there and say, oh, we're a non-for-profit. So please take this into consideration. Please take into consideration all of the business people that are affiliated with this foundation, and then you can contrast that with T. Colin Campbell, and we can just go to T. Colin Campbell's page on Wikipedia, and you will know he's a biochemist, who specializes in the effect of nutrition on long-term health. Okay, he went to Cornell University, so I don't know about you, but Cornell, pretty prestigious, as opposed to some of those little colleges that were never even heard of, that some of the board of directors went to. Of course, he's offered over 300 research papers, not just articles on the internet. He has 2 books, and one of them is a best-selling book. Okay, he's also featured in Forks Over Knives. And let's go down to his early life. Let's see, he even grew up on a dairy farm. He studied pre-veterinary medicine at Penn State, got a BS there in 1956, attended this veterinary school of University of Georgia for a year, completed his MS in nutrition. Wow, that's a little bit more than a nutritionist's certification, isn't it? Yeah. Biochemistry and nutrition at Cornell, 1958. Interesting. And has a PhD in nutrition, biochemistry, and microbiology in 1961, also at Cornell. So his career, he joined MIT as a research associate, worked for 10 years in the Virginia Tech Department of Biochemistry and Nutrition before returning to Cornell to join its Division of Nutritional Sciences. He worked as a senior science advisor to the American Institute for Cancer Research and sits on the advisory board of the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. So, wow. Very, very prestigious. Followed a vegan diet. You can compare their looks, their bodies, all of it. He's been a member of, since 1978, of several United States National Academy of Sciences expert panels on food and safety and holds an honorary professorship at the Chinese Academy of Preventative Medicine. Not only was he featured in Forks and Knives, Plant Eat, also Vegucated, but also in 2010, after cardiac surgery, former U.S. President Bill Clinton mostly adopted the plant-based diet recommended by Campbell, Esselstyn, and Ornish. So very, very interesting, long list of credentials here. And then also, if you actually go to the China study and you look, you can compare the criticisms. Let's see if we can find some. Oh, wow, there's not even a section of criticisms, where if we go to, say, the Weston A. Price Foundation, you see a long list of criticisms. So again, it's your choice. Who do you want to follow? Do you want to sit there and risk your health when the exact things that Weston A. Price tells you to do, the Weston A. Price Foundation rather tells you to do, are the exact causes of the 3 leading killers: obesity, heart disease, and cancer? Take whoever credentials you think are more reasonable, rational, whatever. I'm just at a loss for words right now that anybody would take the advice of these people with these kind of credentials, as opposed to T. Colin Campbell and all these other doctors, real doctors, not nutritionists, not dentists. It's all right there for you guys. If you want to claim to be educated, if you want to claim to know what you're talking about, dig a little bit deeper than the Weston A. Price website, okay? Because you're honestly not making yourself look very smart. So, with that said, eat your fruit, people.